Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast of Two Men in a Room. It is July 27th, 2023. It is a great day to be alive. And we're going to talk about a few things, a few great topics tonight. But first, I want to say hola a nuestra audiencia española. Solo toque el botón de subtítulos para poner subtítulos en español para escucharnos. And that was just saying hello to our Spanish audiences watching. Simply hit the closed caption button and you can switch over to Spanish subtitles so you can hear us as we go along with our podcast. My name is Anthony here in Orlando, and my co-host.
My name is Bernard James, also from Orlando. Please don't forget to subscribe so we can do our first giveaway here live on YouTube. As soon as we hit 50 subscribers, we would be more than glad to give away this fabulous gift that we have here waiting for that special individual. All we ask that you subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell those that you don't know, tell an enemy. It's all good on our end. So, Anthony, what is going on for today?
Okay, so with that out of the way, we want to celebrate a win we had on this podcast. Last week, Jazzy J came out and told us about this wonderful story of, what was her name? Carlee Russell from Alabama. Yeah. Do you want to bring us up to date with that story or bring us up to what you know on the story?
So what I have gathered, allegedly, there has been charges filed against her for reckless or filing false reports. So hopefully that they pursue with the charges. I think she should be charged due to the fact that she had a lot of people worried, wondering what's going on, looking for her. And I just don't think it's fair that she did that to those that really love and care about her, and to come to find out that all this has been falsified, allegedly. So to me, just bring charges against her. Don't let her get away with it. That way she'll know not to do it again, because if someone is out there that's missing or in trouble, they would take that seriously. But if we continue to have people like her falsifying information, then, it's misleading. So to me, child, put the bangles on her, let her go to jail, tear the top of the burner out once again, and let her go down. Leave no room for error. Make an example out of Miss Russell for what she did.
Yes. So she came out Monday with a statement that her lawyer read stating that she had made up the whole thing and there never was a child in danger. There never was anyone who actually kidnapped her. There were no further details on that. And then ironically, maybe not ironically, her boyfriend actually came out with a statement stating that he was no longer dealing with his ex, referring to Miss Russell, and he did not believe that was very kind of her to be putting out false reports like that. So there seems to be some people separating from her now. The Hudson, Alabama police have recommended two charges, basically falsifying a police report, which does carry a maximum of 1 year in prison. They are waiting on the prosecution to file those charges if they wish to file them and proceed with a case against her. So, like I said last week, maybe 3 to 6 months. It may just turn out to be probation. I've not heard that she said she was sorry about the whole thing, but she does say that she didn't intend it to be like that, something to that nature. So that was a win on our show. We called it So
have to
yeah, we
give-
had that one. So yeah, take it to anybody else who didn't have that one.
I have to give kudos to the boyfriend for breaking up with her. That means he's not going to accept no anything in his life, dealing with someone that will falsify and come up with these stupid allegations and reports. So kudos to him. He deserves someone that's much better than her. In my opinion, she need to go see a shrink or psychiatrist or whatever. It's just certain things you don't do in life, and that's one of them. Because people take stuff like that very seriously, and to falsify that, that's wrong on her behalf. And I think she should be punished for what she's done. That's the only way they're going to set an example to others that have the intention to do something similar to that. So put the bangles on her and don't even worry about it. She need to go down for a few days or a few months, let her feel the wrath.
Right. I think the only one who wins out of this is the boyfriend. I mean, you basically had your name out there. You played the good part. You made yourself look good. And now you get to kind of walk away with your head held pretty high because you were there the whole time. So you win on this one. I think her parents need to come out and issue an apology to the Today Show audience stating that, hey, this is our daughter. She did what she did. We don't approve of it. And we do apologize for anyone who was offended by it, I guess. And that would clear up a few things. But we'll wait and see if the prosecution actually does file charges on her. I don't know. Alabama, it's going to be so-so with that one.
Yeah, they need to. And the
We'll see.
parents do need to apologize. I understand they was backing their child 100%. But once you realize your child was in the wrong, hold her accountable for what she did. Don't continue to take up for your child when they wrong. Do what you got to do,
Right.
And make the child apologize. They need to apologize and, try to move on with life and hope this won't happen again. So, that's all I got to say about that. I just say give her the civil bangles for the free, march her on down, and do her in. So she'll see that they serious. So, hey, it is what it is.
So we'll see how that goes, which leads us into our next topic, parents and kids and all that. So, how do you feel about other people's children?
How I feel about other people's kids? Listen,
Yes.
I am too old. I told you this once before to be worried about other people's kids. Yes, I do have a soft heart when it comes to people in general. I'm a very giving person. But I do have a grandbaby, so I understand it's hard at times with certain kids of age. Anybody in my family can chastise my granddaughter because I know they're going to do it rightfully. But you have to be very careful when you say something to certain people's kids because the parents don't like that. Back in the 70s and 80s, if Auntie Sally whoop you, Mama gonna come home and whoop you too. Cause she know you did something wrong. Auntie Sally ain't gonna whoop you for no reason. So you gonna have two whoopings. So nowadays it's not like that. You hit anybody's child or you say the wrong thing, they're gonna call the police. And the police is on the way with the red and blue ribbons flashing, seeing what's going on. So I try not to say nothing to people's kids. If it's my family member, of course. If I don't know them, hey, that's you and your child. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Because that's my opinion. I'm going to stick with it. Unless I know that individual, then yes, But if I don't know the parents, what can I say or do?
Oh, we got one right vote right there.
That's Tamika. Hey, darling.
Tamiki Mitchell. Thank you for that.
That's my beautiful cousin from Fort Pierce. But it's sad that we can't stick to what we used to do back in the days. Chastise one another, kids, and maybe it'll be because the kids that's growing up is the future, and a lot of people do need to chastise their kids and raise them a little better than what they're doing. But I also think you can raise your child all you want in the church, beside the church, on the doorstep, and do whatever you need to do. But when that child or individual turn 18, they're going to do what they want to do anyways. That's just how I feel. I see things differently. Yes, you do have some grow up and take that straight line and continue. But the world plays a big factor in what everything that is going on and what they got going on in their little world. They tend to get the wrong friends that persuade them to do things. I try to teach people to be a follower. A leader and not a follower. But we only could pray, hope, and wish that they continue to, do good in their life. But as parents, it don't always happen that way. So, we just have to try to be there for them. So I want your honest opinion on this topic. Because I know me and you could butt heads anyways.
Honest opinion on this.
Yes.
I think the old saying still sits well today. It takes a village to raise a child. I've had instances where I've had to step in and talk to other people's children. Most of the time, the parents weren't even there. So I pretty much just told them what was going to happen. You kind of have to take that approach now because you have a lot of parents who kind of are absentee parents. They'll tell the kids, just go run outside, just go play. And then they'll sit inside and, do whatever they're supposed to be doing or maybe not supposed to be doing. So when you have interactions with other people's children, you should not use any physical violence against them. You should not use any slurs against them. You should not use any curse words against them. But I think you should still absolutely, firm hand, firm voice, tell them this is how you're supposed to be doing things in life. And, a lot of times, if you remember back as a kid, you would see an adult and you would think they were a giant. You would think they were just this superpower above you that controls everything in your world. And I think for at least the 12 and under, that still holds true. Kids still look up to, all adults and think, oh my gosh, what are they going to say? What are they going to do? There's a few 10, 8-year-olds that get a little crazy.
What 12 and under you looking at? Because baby, some of them carry guns, knives, spoons, forks.
Well,
I know. Because it all depends on what neighborhood they was raised. I'm not gonna just talk to anybody, child, because you don't know what that child got going on. You don't know what that child is got carrying on them. No, I'm not doing it. If I physically don't know you, do you?
But
as long as you're not harming me.
You should be reaching out to people like that. Like there's a great man right here in Orlando.
You out. These kids cuss you out now these days.
There's a great man here in Orlando, Dr. Willie J. Montague, has a home for boys in a, we'll say, crime infested area of the city. And he's taking these boys in and he's teaching them skills and how to get through life and everything and stuff like that. And it's helping that. So I think if you are proactive in it at an earlier age, you can avoid a lot of what happens on when they get older. 14, 16, 18-year-olds, they tend to listen a lot less. And so if you hit them at an earlier age and they see a little like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of, like a authoritative figure coming and telling them something, they may be less prone, because they may always have that, remembrance in their mind of, oh my gosh, like, that person told me this, so I shouldn't do it. I should, wait a minute and think about it or something.
Okay, so what if that person have their mindset on doing whatever they want to do because they just don't care? And you do have those that's out there like that.
Right. And then that would be where the juvenile system needs to come into play.
Right.
If you have severe criminal activities amongst the kids, then yeah, that's far more than, the local father in the block going to talk to a kid. So that would be something for the law system to look at, and hopefully the law system can handle that. I don't know if they can at this situation. But I'm saying, like, for, if kids start running around and they're doing stuff, you could, yell, talk to them about stuff, and it may affect them and change them in a better way. Obviously you can't touch everybody. Not everyone's going to change, but you might be able to change a few that may come back and later say, oh man, thanks for telling me that, that actually kind of helped me through my life and stuff.
You still need to be careful on who you yelling at, because these kids these days, child, I'd
like to see one of these kids, because
you got some bad ones out there now.
You better be coming at me with some serious firepower.
I know, but still, nowadays you it's bad enough you can't trust nobody, even kids, because they tend to make you be the bad individual when you're only trying to help them just so that they could get their way. So, and the authorities tend to believe them because they're a child, right?
But
so I'm not saying they're gonna believe all of them, but I just prefer to, if I don't personally know them, if they not in the family, if you just out in the streets and you doing your thing, I'm not finna bother with you. As long as you're not messing with me, by all means, do whatever you got going on, because I don't know what you packing. I don't know what you got carrying. I'm not getting involved, no.
Right, but that would lead to more of a pivotal change in society once you start, seeing that type of activity. If you're having guns and things like that showing up, then that's when authorities need to step in, and we need to change society as a whole to say, go back to it takes a village to raise a child, and where people need to start, watching out for their communities, watching out for their neighbors. I know you've brought up before in podcasts, you should talk to your neighbor. You should say hi to your neighbor so that you can interact better and everyone kind of takes care of it. It leads to, if you take care of your community, you respect your community. If you don't respect it, you're not going to take care of it. And that's where communities tend to start to fall off. And you have certain areas of cities that are better or worse than other areas. So I think it takes more of having an ownership in your property, in your community, and, in your neighbor's well-being that people need to learn in order for us to get to a society where you can have, kids simply just running in the street, playing, riding their bicycles up and down and all that sense.
Child, so what if your neighbor don't talk to you or speak? Because you have those that's out there.
Right, but I mean, you could certainly try to.
I ain't doing all that trying. If I do 1, 2, 3, and you don't speak to me, I'm done. You go about your little merry way, I go about my little merry way. I'm not going to go through this with you. I told you I'm your neighbor. No, I'm not doing all that. No.
If nobody tries, nothing's going to change.
Okay,
so,
but if I go out the door and I speak to them, hey, good morning, how you doing? And they just and keep going.
Well, they gave you an interaction. They gave you something.
No, I ain't got time for all that speak. I'm not mute.
I mean, at least
No.
a wave
No.
is good enough for me to know that you at least acknowledged me.
No, if I say good morning, how you doing? Open your mouth and say good morning.
Some people are in a rush. They can
Well,
just
I ain't got
quick
time for all that.
wave and all that.
No, you gonna wave, you gonna speak, you gonna do something. You know, I had neighbors before that didn't speak at all. I tried 3-4 times. So, well, I don't care. I don't care.
So were their kids quiet also?
Huh?
Were their kids quiet also?
They didn't have no kids.
Oh, see, that takes the problem out. Stop having children, people, and there won't be a problem with kids with guns.
Child, how you gonna tell somebody not to have no kids?
Don't be having kids you can't afford, at least.
Right.
That's a big situation,
I think
too.
You should be financially able before you bring a child into this world.
That's right.
I do agree with that one, right?
Right.
Because it's hard to raise a child. I don't care what nobody says.
That's right. And let me state for the record, for people who are going to comment on this, I do not have any children, so.
And I have one child and one grandchild.
So you see our reasoning for our madness.
I love helping the kids. I don't mind doing for people, but I just feel like it is a lot when it comes to raising a child and raising a child respectfully. I try to teach my grandchild, hey, this is your auntie, this is your uncle. So put that in front of their name.
Right.
Not, hey, Lisa, or hey, Tamika. No, it's Auntie Tamika, Auntie Lisa.
Right.
When you see someone, when you see them, hey, Auntie, how you doing? Speak. Don't just walk up here because she will just come flop on me and act like ain't nobody around. So, but I'm teaching her these things because she needs to know.
Right. So she's not picking it up from other kids.
Right. Because kids do tend to pick up stuff from other kids. And it's going to happen no matter what. We just have to try to correct it. That's it.
Again, yes. If you hear something and you start talking about it early enough, I believe you can correct it. Is it going to be a total correction? Maybe not. Maybe later on in life they start picking it up again. But you try your best with it and you try to explain. Don't just ever tell a kid, no, don't do that. Explain why they're not doing it. Explain what happens when you do it. Show positive reinforcement. I know I sound like you're teaching a dog or something, but positive reinforcement. If you do this, it will lead to these good things. If you do this, it will lead to those bad things. So that, I understand kids don't understand everything in the world, but I think if you start to see where you want to go in life and where you might want to be in life, like every kid dreams of being, a YouTube star, a TikTok hero, a pop star, American Idol winner. If you start showing those kids, if you do this, you may get to that position. I guarantee you, most of them are going to follow it. And they're like, oh, well, that's what I want to be. You want to be a Pokemon hero, and I want to be that, TikTok superstar. Well, those kids aren't running through the streets with guns. So that's what you got to use to try to explain to the kids to get them on a better route.
I don't think all these YouTubers out there walking a straight line.
We haven't seen any yet. I'm not calling anybody out on this show. We're not doing any YouTube battles over here.
Right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Everything look good, ain't good. Everything look nice, ain't nice.
Listen, what goes on behind the sheets, that's for you guys to keep going on with. I'm not addressing it here.
I don't know.
Oh,
we shall see.
All right. So we're talking about kids, and I think one of the most famous kids recently had a bit of trouble this week. And who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son. He had a bit of trouble this week. So he was up on some tax evasion charges, and the prosecution came to an agreement with him on a deal to avoid jail time. And when the agreement got up to the judge, U.S. District Judge Mary Ellen Noreika. She smelled a rat, as stated here in the article I'm reading from the New York Post. She started asking questions because, for someone evading $2.2 million in taxes, most people are looking at jail time for that. And she wondered why he was still being investigated, because she asked the prosecution, was he still under investigation for anything else? And they stated, yeah, well, we're looking at him for a foreign agent charge. Basically, he was misrepresenting himself. So she thought it weird that this case was going through and that there may be possible other charges, and wondered, was the agreement giving him some kind of immunity against those charges? So as she kept going on and asking more questions, the defense lawyer, Hunter Biden's lawyer, actually told her, well, why don't you just rip the agreement up at this point? So it didn't go very well for him. They ended up being told they now have 30 days to redo the agreement to make it more specific on what would happen if he were to get charged in other cases. So this is only the tip of the iceberg with the things that have been happening in this man's life. So what are your thoughts on this? And would you like me to elaborate more on the other issues that are going on with America's son?
Okay, wait. So he has this charge, correct?
He has these tax evasion charges currently.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, I don't care who it is. Y'all ain't no better than nobody else. They need the Silver Bengals too. Just go on, lock them up. Make a prime example out of them. That way, future celebrities or whoever they want to be, they know not to do it. I'm sorry.
Right.
If you in the boat, if you commit a crime, you need to do the time. All that millions of dollars and you doing all that foolishness and carry on, they need the Silver Bengals. They ain't special. Who they
So
are?
This opens up the bag into other stuff, because his foreign agent charges were based on him representing companies doing business with other individuals in China, Ukraine, possibly Russia also. And they're
I don't want to talk about China and Russia because I don't need them after me, honey.
Well, listen, if the Black Expeditions show up after the show, you know what happened to us.
Right. I'm running, baby. I'm up out of this joint.
I'll get the vet ready and we'll get out of here real quick.
Listen, I ain't got no gas in my car. I think I got a half a tank of gas.
Why did you not fill up? No, you should always have it filled up, man. These things are going to come after us next. But so, one of their business associates is set to hit the hot seat Monday in front of a congressional hearing, and is stating, or will soon state, that Joe Biden was actually on a phone call to some of these individuals in other countries, stating he knew of them and of their families and would be very impressed if they were to work with his son. So, if that is true, is the president liable for this?
Of course. March them out the White House in Bengals too.
March them.
We're getting out the White House with the Bengals too. Not out the back though. The front.
Oh, we're getting watched for this one.
Hey, if he's doing wrong, he's doing wrong. President, vice president, I do not care. You got to follow the rules and regulations that they done set. Hey, if you wrong, you wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. If you helping your son do wrong and now you're the president, you get found liable. Stand up, about face, turn around, put your hands behind your back, and let's be escorted out. You're not going out the back door. You're going out the front door.
I love that you're also wearing a red, white, and blue shirt while you're stating all this. Arrest the president of the United States and march him out the door.
This is Polo, honey. So listen. You know I love my Polo soul.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, wrong is wrong. No matter who it is. Nobody should get no slap on the wrist, because if it was one of us, they'll be knocking at our door.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's crazy is Joe could barely make it through a speech, but he's being looked at as this criminal mastermind running the whole thing with his family. Several of his family members have been receiving money. Hunter is an absolute mess. He's admitted to numerous drug use, snow, and everything else under the sun. He's admitted to having a child with a stripper from Kansas City. DNA test proved that it was his kid, and they will not admit that it is.
Okay,
so I find that funny. What's that?
Right there. Right there.
Right.
So DNA has proven that this is Hunter Biden child, right?
Yes.
And Mr. President
does not
accept that.
Does not accept it. He says he only has 6 grandchildren, not 7.
Mr. Biden, you got 7, baby. The DNA don't lie. That's blood and blood.
So
I don't know what to tell you. You supposed to be the leader. You need to fix it, because how can someone look up to you as the president when you disclaiming a child? The child ain't got nothing to do with it.
Navy Biden is your grandchild, Joe.
Well, right, and let it go. How old Biden is in the ways?
He is close to 80, if not already 80. Let me look that up real quick. He is.
Biden got a lot going on.
Oh, he's 80 exactly.
He's 80.
Yes.
Well, he only got a few more years, and he'll be out of this joint anyways.
Well, we shall see with the election. And also,
I ain't talking about the election.
You think he's just gonna be gone?
He about out of here.
Oh boy, then we stuck with Kamala. Here we go. But to ride on Hunter, I mean, Hunter is he's the fun party boy.
Just say he'll miss.
He's the fun party boy that has his lawyer smoking a bong outside his house while he's on probation.
Admit it, he's a mess.
Oh yeah, he's a mess. He's got photos of him smoking crack with hookers in a hotel room. He had an affair with his brother's wife, I'm guessing right before his brother died, and then continued on when his brother died. They had an affair for about 2 years, it looks like. So, I mean, how do you sleep with your brother's wife?
That's what Joe Biden needs to be mad about, not mad about the child, because the child is his grandchild.
That's crazy.
For your son to be sleeping with your deceased son's wife and then turn around and marry her allegedly, that's a bunch of foolishness. Now that's a bunch of foolishness. That's not cute. That's not cute. That don't make the family look good or nothing, because that's wrong. That's a mess. You don't sleep with your or marry or none of that.
She just trying to swing from every tree branch off that Biden family tree.
Well, honey, she trying to get every dollar she can.
Well, that could have been.
Yeah, she trying to make a coin.
She loved the influence.
But they wrong. All is just wrong.
Well, here's something. He got married again, had a child, and named the child Bo, what is the name of his dead brother.
Okay, how you gonna name your child after your brother? That's cute and all.
Exactly. That's what is that?
But you go and allegedly marry the woman or sleep with the woman that he was married to. That ain't. I mean, what is wrong with him?
That whole family, it's a mess right now.
Right.
It's a mess.
They just need to be in the basement somewhere and talk about it.
No, someone might wind up dead. You never saw The Sopranos?
Well, Joe Biden, he ain't got long anyway, so.
If Joe goes, we will be with Kamala Harris. How do you feel about her?
Well, I mean, she fine to me because I just feel like they do what they want to do in the hot seat anyway. So it is what it is, Shy. We just got to maybe one day run for the border. I don't know. But the Biden family, it's a mess.
Oh, it's a mess.
I just feel like claim the child. That's your grandchild, your grandson. Right. What his name is again?
Her name is Navy.
Oh, it's a baby girl.
It's a baby girl, yes.
Okay, Miss Navy, Biden, Miss Navy, your Miss granddaughter claimed the little baby. She ain't got nothing to do with what doesn't happen. It's your grandchild. It is what it is. Stop being silly and claim your child. You know, DNA did not lie. It's your son, baby. Own up to it. And claim her be the leader that you're supposed to be, and that's it.
So, with you stating that Joe's on his way out, we also had a few other follies this week. So Mitch McConnell, who's I think in his 80s also, actually froze while giving a speech. He basically stood pretty still for about 30 seconds or so, freaked a few people out. They escorted him back to his office, and then he came back and stated that he was just having, a mental glitch, I guess is the best way to describe it. And then we have Dianne Feinstein, the senator from California, who's also in her 80s, who got confused at a committee hearing today and proceeded to try to argue the issue that was being argued when all she was supposed to be doing was voting on it, yay or nay. Several people were basically shouting at her, just say yay, just say yay. So my question is, are our governmental officials too old to be serving right now?
Right, it's time to let it go. When you get to a certain age, step down, let the younger generation take over. You can't handle it all your life. You in your 80s, it's about over. Let it go. Let other people handle the situation that have the mind frame to do so. Because you just have to, some things you just got to let go. Enjoy retirement. Go get your 401k. Go get your little pension.
Take up more than 401k.
Yeah, go your 401, your little pension, your little Social Security, and do what you need to do. You 80. Sit down somewhere. Why is you working in your 80s?
Yes, I agree. I think we need the younger generation.
Yes.
In fact, I am coming out on this podcast right now, and I was saying I would be a great presidential candidate. Okay? Let me put glasses on right here. I want to say to the American people right now that I would run this country far greater than any of the candidates we have right now. If any third party wants to come on and drop their support in my bucket, I say yes. Let's do this. Let's take 2024. Let's make this country amazing.
No, it's not, because you a mess.
No. I can balance a budget. I can bring our military back.
You're good at a lot of things. I do give you that.
Give states the power they need. I can do it. And I would even extend out to RFK Jr. to be my vice president if he wishes to join the ticket. And I say we run as a third party and we make this country amazing. Not just great, amazing. It's a whole nother level up there. You're going to love it when it happens.
Child.
That's right.
You ain't drunk
official notice on this podcast this night, July 27, 2023.
Okay. I'm going to let you have that one.
Yeah. We're dropping it right now.
Okay. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So, that was a great podcast. Anything else we want to touch on before we wrap this up?
No, thank you so much for tuning in, listening, subscribing. Quote of the day, always try to look forward and not backwards. You so busy looking backwards till you don't know what's in front of you. Try to stay focused, try to stay encouraged, talk to somebody that you confide in, and hopefully your life will get better. You know,
Right. And stop walking into walls if you're walking backwards, man. Come on. This is just wrong.
right,
That's
right.
just wrong.
Even though I gotta go across the street to see what's going on with those walls.
Oh my gosh. What is do you want to give a little update to anyone who might know?
We're gonna talk about that next week because I'm gonna have more information.
Okay, that's a teaser for everybody. We're gonna have
Yeah.
more information on the project across the street.
Yes.
Yes. So stay tuned for that in our next episode. Once again, our contest is running. Once we hit that 50 subscribers on YouTube, we'll set it up and we'll give you all the directions from there. To anyone watching on Rumble, we are going to be loading our episode and then be going live hopefully very shortly. I'm still working a few details with them, and then we'll be live on Rumble and YouTube at the same time. So if this show gets us booted off of YouTube, you'll catch us on Rumble.
We're not gonna get booted off. We're not gonna get booted off.
We got to rewatch this show and see what happens. So remember, if you see tomorrow morning an orange Corvette flying by you on the highway in Central Florida, just get out of the way. All right.
Or a blue Genesis.
Yeah, just don't even get in our ways.
Thank you so much for watching, each and every one of you. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support that you are giving us. Once again, don't forget about the contest. Once we hit 50 subscribers, we got a very nice gift that we will be giving away. All we ask that you do is tune in. Thank you so much. We love you, and good night.
That's right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great and wonderful night.